Hello, my name is Marcus Ortiz, and today I'll be giving a keynote address with the goal to inspire and motivate those through my concussion story. Now, could you imagine not being able to walk, read, or write, or even remember your own name? Sadly, some people experience things like this, and I happen to also be one of them. I had gotten a concussion both my sophomore and junior year of high school. This was one of the worst and best things that could have happened to me, as for it changed my life. I found myself in a position to speak on this topic, as for I have had not one but two major concussions. Now, all concussions are different, and everyone reacts differently to them, but I was truly impacted. With my final concussion, I was faced with many obstacles, such as losing my human senses, having to relearn everything from scratch, and being forced to transfer schools. Although this may seem as a burden to many, I'd like to say that this was truly a blessing. There are two outcomes in a tough situation. You can get knocked down, or you can fight back. I had to make a decision, as for I was now placed in the exact same situation. Following my concussion, I faced many obstacles. The main obstacle I faced was losing my regular senses. I couldn't walk, I was constantly dizzy, and it was hard for me to even see. And I couldn't even remember the simplest of things. I needed a cane to walk and glasses to see properly. I even had to see a physical therapist, which I had felt like I've seen every single day. I tried attending school, but I couldn't process any information properly. This meant I couldn't talk to my friends, and this left me feeling alone. Now, no one was able to understand what I was going through, since the injury was internal, and you couldn't see it from an outside perspective. I would look to be okay, but really, I wasn't. I felt alone, vulnerable, crippled, but I wasn't going to let my concussion get the best of me, and so I made an attempt to better myself. I started to relearn everything from scratch. I had taken baby steps towards recovering. I practiced so hard to try to walk without a cane. I had taken many brain tests and exercises to better myself. It was difficult for me, but it was worth it. I started advancing, and I tried to read 1 page a day. I still couldn't use my phone because of the light, but this was better, as for it was less of a distraction and it helped me focus. I had found myself relearning the human basics of life, as if I was a 1-year-old baby once again. My slow improvement meant that I wasn't yet at the stage at which I could return to school. Since I couldn't do any of my school assignments, I was forced to transfer schools or risk failing all of my classes. And so, I transferred to an independent study school. And I didn't know anyone. I had 0 friends, and all of those from my old school slowly started to forget about me. Some didn't even know that I left. I had come to find that I had to do a full school year in a single semester. I worked extremely hard, waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning, working until 10 p.m. at night. Every day of the week, I was motivated, and my work ethic had drastically improved. After transferring schools and achieving the impossible to catch up, I've come to find that I learned a lot from my experience. My concussion has been the most painful thing I've ever endured. I lost my human senses, had to learn everything from scratch, and I was forced to transfer to a new school. At first I thought this was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to me, but I've come to realize that I have become a better version of myself because of this drastic event. By losing all of my basic human senses, this has opened up my eyes. I had become grateful for the small things in life, and I no longer complain about the things I don't have. As for I am already grateful that I'm able to read, talk, and see things clearly. Learning everything from scratch has taught me that I can overcome everything. I could have settled with the way I was, concussed and crippled, but I chose to improve myself and push through the pain and hardships. Transferring schools and having to work from home has taught me to be independent. I had no friends or teachers to turn to for help. So instead I taught myself. Not only did I teach myself, but my work ethic has changed. I became motivated with my studies and in life. My concussion has shown me that I can overcome anything and turn my downsides into upsides. If I can find a better version of myself at my lowest point, then we all have the potential to learn from our downfalls and return with major growth. Just don't give up and keep pushing.